Hi everybody, welcome to another Chats with Chaudhry. I hope you're safe and well. Today I'm delighted to be joined by Pierre-Mehdi Hammoudi, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, from MabDesign, who are organizing the upcoming BioProduction Congress, which is in Lyon on the 5th and 6th of October. As you can see, as is brightly lit up behind Pierre-Mehdi's screensaver there. So Pierre-Mehdi, it's lovely to meet you. How are you?
I'm very well. Thank you very much, Rizwan, for hosting me today.
And
Thank you.
it's lovely to see you. Now, before we talk about BioProduction Congress, for people who are not familiar with MabDesign, can
Sure.
you give me a quick overview of MabDesign and who you are and what you do?
Absolutely. So MabDesign is a French biotherapy industry association. It's a non-profit organization which aims to federate and bring visibility to the industrial sector working on biotherapies through several actions, among which the organization of conferences and workshops to promote innovation and networking.
Fantastic. Now, we're talking about a BioProduction Congress. I know you organize a number of different events, both with associations and on your own. So for those people not familiar with BioProduction Congress, so first of all, can you just give me a quick overview of the event and little bit about its history?
Certainly. So this is the 8th edition of this Congress. So it's now based since 3 years in Lyon, in France, and it usually takes place between late September, early October, at the start of a quite dense Congress season, as you well know. So it was initially created to respond to a need to have a dedicated event in France where stakeholders, either developing therapeutic products or providing services, could meet and accelerate the manufacturing of therapeutics through two main objectives. One is to address the current challenges, and the other to showcase the new breakthrough solutions on drugs mostly, such as antibodies, vaccines, cell and gene therapy, or other novel therapeutic products. And to achieve those two goals, we are supported by a committee of scientific experts who are from prominent companies and institutions of the sector, who participates to elaborate the program with the ambition to present great speakers to the community at attend this event.
Right. Now, there are quite a few bioproduction events out there running, and especially cell and gene related now, that's sort of exploded. What makes Bioproduction Congress unique?
I would say two things. So one is that there is not a typical profile of participants to this Congress. The goal is specifically to attract experts with different backgrounds and knowledge on bioprocessing, ranging from scientists from companies or academia, like big pharma, medium-sized companies, startups, or business developers, investors. Companies' nature is also diverse. There's a nice balance between companies providing services and those developing therapeutic products, for instance. And the second point I would say is that although it takes place in France, the Congress is entirely in English, which is a clear sign that this event is definitely open towards all innovative minds way beyond the French borders.
Right. Now, you mentioned this is the 8th edition of the event. So what new tracks or topics are you covering this year?
So last year's edition was dedicated to CMC readiness to accelerate biotherapeutics for patients. We were getting off particular years of pandemics, and there was a need to address the lessons learned from the COVID situation. And so this year we're looking into the future, and we'll hear about how artificial intelligence and machine learning can help us manufacture better, more efficiently, and faster. We'll therefore address how process modeling and digital twins are changing the way we manufacture therapies in the future, and how digitalization and automation are paving the way to connect all the steps of the bioprocess. And furthermore, there will be a more classic kind of sessions for this kind of Congress with the more advanced analytical methods for biologics and regulation and quality control for process validation. And so these will always be addressed in two parallel streams, one for biologics, so namely antibodies, vaccines, and recombinant proteins, and ATMPs for advanced therapeutical products.
Right. And leading on to that, I mean, what are some of the keynote speakers that you have this year?
So we'll be lucky to have two opening keynotes, both coming from Switzerland. So one would be Wojciech Nowak, who is a global senior director at Novartis, and Hervé Broly, who is executive CMC consultant at Merck Serono. And so they will share their views and perspectives on the current challenges in Europe and solutions ahead of us. And we'll also be lucky to have two other keynotes on the second day. One will be Nathalie Zevourch, who is a research professor at INSERM, which is a public institution, public research institution in France. And so she will be presenting the recently certified so-called integrators, which are public structures aiming to help projects and initiatives from academia to emerge into industrial applications. Sorry. And Barbara Nguyombo will be the second speaker of the second day. She's an Associate Director Partnerships at Pasteur Institute Dakar in Senegal. And she will do a focus on the specific challenges and building of competencies in Africa, with a particular case of Senegal, and the work that has been done at Pasteur Institute on vaccines.
Fantastic. Now, obviously, a lot of these events, they have the talks, they have the exhibition running alongside it. All is fantastic. But what do you do on top of that to encourage interaction between the participants?
So among the participants, whether they work actually in industry, academia, large, small structures, there is a strong need to interact with the network. And so just to follow this demand from the audience, we have quite a number of slots over the 2 days dedicated to B2B meetings and commercial developments, which gives the possibility to for attendees to create new contacts and opportunities. We also have a poster session, which is always nice to discuss innovative research around the drink, and 4 workshops on the second day, where participants can learn from case studies and benefit from interactive discussions with experts. And so far, to give you an idea, we already have 380 participants registered, with 46 sponsors, exhibitors showcasing at the event. So, well, this is still a human-sized meeting, I believe, and so everyone can have a chance to meet each other.
Fantastic. And you mentioned the workshops. So what are the workshops covering?
So there will be 2 driven by Cytiva and one by LFB, LFB Biomanufacturing and Sartorius. So we'll focus on upstream, downstream processing and make the audience benefit of some case studies. And there will be another one on regulatory aspects by Voisin Consulting, which is a consulting firm in France. And the last one will be on technologies, will be organized by MGA Technologies and Stobli, and they will present the latest innovation in the bioprocessing field.
Fantastic. Okay, now one other question I'm going to ask you is that obviously you mentioned COVID, and obviously during COVID, a lot of events went 100% virtual, understandably, and for necessity. Is any of the event available, virtually when it's running live, or is it available on demand after the event?
So, as you said, after almost 2 years, where organizers were forced to conduct fully digital events, I think there was a strong willingness to return to fully in-person, on-site events, and to connect again people. But although the truth is probably somewhere in between, this year the show will be only on-site. But however, participants will have the possibility to meet virtually through the registration platform on the days following the Congress, to eventually finish a discussion or chat with someone you didn't had time to catch up with.
Right. Okay. Fantastic. So, final question. If you haven't registered yet, the event's this Thursday and Friday, so there's still a few days yet to register. If they haven't registered yet, why should people register for BioProduction Congress this week?
Well, if you need extra reasons in addition to what I've already mentioned, I would probably remember you that it takes place in Lyon, which is, so I would just advise you to come for the food, simply as simple as that. Maybe the weather, as you pointed in introduction, after a warm summer, we are now having a lovely beginning of autumn in Lyon, so that's another good reason. And perhaps lastly, if you're a rugby fan, you'll probably know it. New Zealand and France will play the last games of the group stage in Lyon on Thursday and Friday. So just come and take the chance to see them. We are offering tickets for the games.
Fantastic, Pierre-Mehdi. Well, it's lovely to meet you. Good luck with the preparations leading up to the event this week.
Thank you.
and hopefully I might even see you in person this week as well. So there you go, viewers. If you're involved in bioprocessing and bioproduction and like to learn more, then check the link out above the video. There's still time to register for the event. Details will be above in the link. And hopefully I can get to see you in person as well. So Pierre-Mehdi, once again, thank you very much for your time. Good luck with the preparation. Have a great
Thank you. Thank you very much. My turn to thank you, Rizwan, for the opportunity to present the Congress. And I hope that I will see you this week in Lyon. Thank you very much.
Well, let's hope so. And viewers, thank you for watching. If you've got any questions for Pierre-Mehdi, feel free to put them in the comments below or connect with him on LinkedIn. So until next time, as always, stay well and stay safe. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.